Hey there, kids. Back with me again, Joseph, your host. Welcome back to Catechism for Kids series, where we learn about our faith in Jesus Christ and all the cool things related to God. We're going to look at a religious order of the Catholic Church called the Benedictine Order. So let's learn. But before we get started, please remember to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. Also, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching it. Before we dive into the details of the Benedictine Order, let's meet today's patron saint, Saint Benedict of Nursia. Born in around 480 AD in Nursia, Italy. Saint Benedict was an Italian monk and the founder of a religious order of monks known as the Benedictine monks. At a young age, he left his studies at Rome in pursuit of a life of sanctity and spiritual perfection. He soon settled in the remote area of Subiaco and lived in a cave for 3 years under the direction of a hermit named Romanus. After the death of Romanus, Benedict accepted the invitation of some nearby monks to be their abbot. The monks, however, were quite wayward and would not take the counsels of Benedict and conspired to poison him. Saint Benedict, suspecting their evil intent, blessed the goblet of poisoned wine offered him, whereupon it shattered. He then went back into his solitude for a short period of time. At the age of 31, he began founding monasteries, and by the age of 39, there were 12 monasteries to his credit. The most renowned is Monte Cassino, where he wrote for his monks a rule somewhat tempered from the severity of Eastern monasticism. The rule of Saint Benedict became the norm for all Western monasticism and is still practiced today by Benedictines the world over. The Benedictine order has given the Church over 57,000 known saints and 35 popes, of whom 17 are saints or blesseds. Saint Benedict's twin sister, Saint Scholastica, founded an order for nuns based on the same rule of life. While praying one day, Saint Benedict saw in a vision the death of his sister and her soul rising toward heaven in the form of a dove. She died on February 10, 543 AD, 40 days before his death on March 21st. They are both buried in the Cathedral of Monte Cassino. Pope Saint Gregory the Great, a Benedictine, wrote the life of Saint Benedict. As the years passed, Benedict continued to attract disciples, and the number of people living in his monasteries grew. Here he established what would become known as the Benedictine Rule. The Rule of Saint Benedict is a set of guidelines for monks and nuns on how to live a holy life. It covers topics such as prayer, work, hospitality, and obedience. As the leader of the monastic community, Benedict appointed a successor, teaching him and his disciples about prayer, solitude, humility, and work. After his death on March 21, 550, his followers continued to spread across Europe and beyond. Today, the Benedictine Order is one of the largest religious orders in the world. Now let's answer the question: what is the Benedictine Order? The Benedictine Order is a community of Catholic monks and nuns who follow the rule of Saint Benedict. A set of guidelines for holy life centered on common prayer, manual work, ora et labora, and service. The rule emphasizes humility, obedience, hospitality, and balance in life through prayer, work, and study, aiming for individuals to serve God and live virtuous, Christ-centered lives within an autonomous, stable monastic community. Now, kids, here are the core principles for Benedictine Order. Number 1. The Rule of Saint Benedict, a foundational text providing practical and spiritual wisdom for monastic life, guiding monks and nuns on their daily routines, prayer, work, and spiritual growth. Number 2. Ora et labora, pray and work. This motto highlights the two main pillars of Benedictine life, emphasizing that work is an extension of prayer and should be balanced with dedicated time for communal prayer and study. Number 3. Community. Benedictine communities are permanent and autonomous, with members vowing stability to live and serve together in a specific place under the guidance of an abbot. Number 4. Hospitality, a core aspect of Benedictine life, expressing the love generated by their faith and commitment to Christ through service to others. Now that we know what the Benedictine Order is, let's look at their motto, ora et labora, meaning pray and work. This motto perfectly sums up the Benedictine way of life, emphasizing that prayer is the most important thing and work is an extension of prayer. Benedictines believe that everything they do should be done with prayer in mind, and that work should not be seen as a chore, but as a chance to grow closer to God. This is because they think that work can be a way to express love and respect for God, and that it should be done with care and attention, just like prayer. Benedictines believe that prayer and work are equally important in helping them grow closer to God. They spend time each day praying and also work hard at whatever they do. They believe that by doing both, they can honor God and live their lives in a way that pleases Him. To sum up the Benedictine motto, Ora et Labora, prayer and work go hand in hand. Prayer helps them focus on God, and work allows them to show their faith in everyday activities. By combining these two, Benedictines try to honor God in every aspect of their lives. Now let's explore the Benedictine community. Communities of Benedictine monks and nuns live together in monasteries following the rule of Saint Benedict. A monastery is a place where monks live and work. Nuns live in convents. Both men and women take vows to commit their lives to God. They live together as a community, pray together, and support each other in their faith. Benedictines value community because it gives them the strength and encouragement to live a holy life. They believe that by living in a community of like-minded people, they can support each other in their faith and grow closer to God together. If you are wondering, here is the life within the order. Number 1, prayer. The daily rhythm of Benedictine life is built around common prayer, including the Liturgy of the Hours and the celebration of the Eucharist. Number 2, work. Monks and nuns engage in manual labor such as fieldwork, gardening, or crafts to make the monastery self-sufficient. Alongside intellectual pursuits like reading spiritual writings and copying manuscripts. Number 3, discipline and simplicity. Members live a simple life, practicing self-discipline through fasting and avoiding foolish talk, dedicating themselves to a rigorous routine of work, prayer, and rest to build unity and live a godly life. Number 4, seeking God. The ultimate goal of Benedictine life is to seek and serve God in all actions. Express love for Christ, help others know Jesus, and become witnesses to God's love. Here are some key points about Benedictine communities. They emphasize stability, meaning members usually stay in the same community for the rest of their lives. They have an abbot who is the leader of the community and guides the monks in their faith and daily life. Members commit to a common life of prayer, work, and service. They welcome guests and travelers, offering food and shelter according to the Benedictine tradition of hospitality. Each member contributes to the community through their unique gifts and talents. Benedictine communities are self-sufficient, growing their own food and making their own clothes, furniture, and other necessities. They often have guest houses where visitors can stay and experience life in the monastery. Next, let's discuss Benedictine hospitality. Benedictine hospitality is an important aspect of their way of life. It reflects their belief in the value of welcoming and caring for others. Here's some key points about Benedictine hospitality. It is a core value of the Benedictine order, rooted in their Christian faith and the example of Jesus Christ. Members are called to welcome all people with kindness and generosity, regardless of their background or beliefs. It involves providing food and shelter to those in need, and treating guests with respect and dignity. Benedictine hospitality extends beyond guests to include all members of the community in the wider world. It is an opportunity for monks and nuns to witness to their faith and share the love of Christ with others. Now let's look at a typical day in the life of a Benedictine monk or nun. While the specifics may vary depending on the monastery, here's a general idea of what a typical day might look like. They wake up early, usually before sunrise, and begin the day with prayer. They follow a schedule called a diurnal, which outlines the times for prayer, work, and recreation throughout the day. They attend the Liturgy of the Hours, which is a series of prayers that are said at specific times throughout the day. They also work during the day, which may involve manual labor, such as gardening or farming, as well as intellectual pursuits such as reading or writing. They take time for meals, which are shared in community and followed by periods of rest or quiet reflection. They also have time for personal prayer and meditation. In the evening, they come together for evening prayer and the reading of Scripture before retiring for the night. Overall, the Benedictine way of life emphasizes balance. Balance between prayer, work, and rest, as well as between individual needs and the needs of the community. We've talked about Benedictine communities, hospitality, and a typical day in their life. Now let's discuss the goals of Benedictine life. Benedictines dedicate their lives to seeking God and serving others. Here are some of their main goals: to seek God above all else in their lives. They put their faith and trust in God and try to understand His will for them, to serve others with love and compassion. They believe in helping those in need and showing kindness to all people. To preserve and transmit Christian teachings and traditions. They play an important role in the history of the Church and the preservation of ancient texts. To promote education and scholarship, they have been involved in the development of many schools and universities. To live a life of simplicity and detachment, they focus on what is important and don't get caught up in material things. To maintain a deep connection with nature, they often live in peaceful surroundings and value the beauty of the natural world. By pursuing these goals, Benedictines strive to live holy lives and make a positive impact on the world around them. Did you know that Benedictines don't have a single leader like the Pope? Instead, each monastery is an independent family with its own abbot or abbess. Benedictines are also sometimes called black monks because of the color of their robes. The Rule of Saint Benedict also offers practical wisdom for people and families on topics like humility, listening, and service. And that's all for today's lesson about the Benedictine order. We hope you enjoyed learning about this religious order and its contributions to the Catholic Church. Remember, you can always ask questions about your faith and learn more through Catechism for Kids. See you next time, and God bless you always.